Okay, box opening time. Today's a big day. All my printer parts are here. So, we have an absolute massive box to open. So the framing of this is not going to be ideal. So I'm going to do my best to show it all. But the printer is big, so it's back here. And the box is about the same size as the printer, so it's big too. So, you're just going to have to bear with me. But, to get things started, I needed one of these. Thought I had one, but I didn't. Multimeter for the stepper drivers. It's a little cheap one from Harbor Freight Tools, but it's going to get the job done. So, apologize for the mess. I'm too excited to wait to open this. So, here we go. Okay. Hopefully you can hear me. And if it's too loud, I'll turn the audio down. But, we're going to open it up. Figured it would be easier to stand up than constantly keep bending over and turning around from the camera. But we're opening this box right here. I may still need that. Oh. All right. Try not to smack the microphone. All right, we're going to pull the small stuff out. We'll set it down, and then we can go through the small stuff in a minute. But we'll get the big stuff out of the way. Okay. There's just a lot of stuff in here, guys. Just a lot of stuff in here. Okay. So there's all the small things out of the box. That's my slip on my parts. There's another small thing. This is my glass build plate. We'll open that here in just a minute. It's wrapped in foam so I don't shatter it. And I get a top lid assembly. And this is one of their new ones. It's got the Raise3D button on the top. So this is nice. I'm actually really happy about that. I'm gonna pull the foam. I said that I would not turn my back on the camera, and here I am doing it. Pull the foam out of that. Top lid. There's a bunch of plexiglass cover on this. I'm gonna leave that for now. But that appears to be it. So they packed it all really well. I was a little worried that it'd be more than one shipment, but it wasn't. Okay, got the big stuff out of the way. The build plate is here. The top is here. I haven't taken the plexiglass off the top yet. But now let's get into the fun stuff, all the little things. So here is a hot end assembly, which I desperately needed. This is the filament runout sensor upgrade. Definitely excited about that. Almost threw it off the table. This looks like an assortment of things. It is, oh boy, my silicone covers for the hot end. All my stepper drivers. So there's a shitload of those. Oh yeah, this is not for kids. So stepper drivers. Did they send me extra? No, that's right. 5 of them is appropriate. And then limit switches. The limit switches are pretty busted on that old one. Really, only one of them was salvageable. But then here we go, another bag. So I got 2 of each. 2 heater rods and 2 thermocouples. 1 to put on each, and 1 each to have as a spare. And then we'll save this for last because that's the big bad. So this is the Bondtech extruder upgrade, which I'm super excited about. The Raise3D single extruder upgrade. So we're replacing the stock extruder, which is not a great design. Raise3D, I love you so much. The stock extruder was not a great design on these, and you know that, which is why you sell this. So Bondtech extruder upgrade, I've said for the 30th time. And then here is the webcam, so I can wirelessly monitor my prints if I'm at work. And then finally, the most expensive thing in this package is my new touchscreen assembly. So, wonderful. This is the touchscreen assembly from the Pro 2. It's got only 2 USB ports as opposed to 4, and then like another different type of connector. So this is more streamlined. It is a newer version of the touchscreen interface that did not, it fits, like it'll fit on the printer, but anyway. So all my parts are here. I'm gonna start building. I'll be back in touch with you guys when it's operational. And yeah, we'll go from there. So thanks for watching. All the parts are here. I'm going to get busy. We'll see you in a minute. Okay, so brief little update here on the printer. I got all the parts installed, and I got it to turn on. And I got the touchscreen to boot, and I got the touchscreen to accept the new firmware. But it would not take firmware for the motion board, and as a matter of fact, it wouldn't connect to the motion board at all. It displayed a serial error, which in layman's terms means that there's no communication from the touchscreen to the main board, which is what I have in my hand right here. So I started doing some troubleshooting both with the Raise3D techs and just on my own, and went through a couple different things. I noticed that my extruder board, which is this one, I have another one on there right now. My extruder board was not receiving power, so there's a daisy chain that comes out of here that runs up to this board here, and that's where you get power and communication, is from this up to that. So I swapped that out, learned that wasn't the issue, swapped out the cable from the touchscreen to the board, this board, and that wasn't the issue. So it's definitely got something to do with this board here. I also pulled, based on the Raise3D tech's recommendation, I pulled the stepper drivers out of this, because if there's something wrong with them, it'll also throw an error. Pulled the stepper drivers out, again, still no communication. So this thing needs to be replaced, which is kind of weird because some of it works and some of it doesn't, which is the oddest thing to me. So upon initial inspection, just powering it up, you wouldn't think there was anything wrong with this because the machine, it took power, Upon further inspection, certain things weren't working, and that became evident when I tried to run it. But this is not a expensive nor difficult part to swap out. I do think I've identified the component that has burnt up. It is on there. It's very small, but it's it looks like a small module underneath the connector that coincidentally runs to this board. So this is the original board from when this printer was manufactured. It has never been replaced because there was still hot glue on the board itself. So it's probably time to swap this out. The one at school had to have the board swapped out, and it works perfectly now. So I'm kind of using that as a proxy and a little bit of an example. So, yeah. But for the most part, everything else went very well. I got the bed installed. I got everything installed. Everything that you saw me open, I got installed. And like I said, the printer booted, the camera works, the runout sensor works, it received power and was registering correctly. Everything and the touchscreen's in there and it works. So everything has been great. It's just another small issue that I didn't quite catch at first, but I kind of figured would be a possibility. But that's just the way this is going to have to go when you're fixing something that you don't really know what's wrong with it. You just kind of have to get started and hope for the best. So this isn't the worst thing that could have happened by far. It's a little disappointing because now I have to wait another week for parts, but for the most part it's good. So this is a little bit of a frowny face, but that's fine. So I'll be swapping this out, but other than that, the printer looks great. It works to the to an extent. Like, it boots in safe mode and anything. So I'll show you a picture of it on, so you can see that it does indeed, like, it works. There's just a small communication issue. So that's not the end of the world. I was going to try to time lapse me working on it, but it's in such a weird area for me to work on it. It's usually pretty hot in this room, and my back would have been to the camera, so I had a fan going while I was working on it. The audio would have been bad and the video would have been bad. So I don't know if anybody was wanting to see that, but me actually fixing it, I thought would just be better to do off camera, because it wouldn't have been very nice to look at, so, or listen to. But yeah, other than that, it's going good. I did get it while it was in safe mode. I did get it hooked up to the internet, and I got it bound to my Raise Cloud account, which is the wireless print monitoring system. So my account recognized that the printer existed, and it took it, and I mean, it was in error state because it's safe mode. But other than the small issue of replacing this little board here, we're golden. So I'll keep everybody updated on that once I get the board swapped out. And then hopefully at that point, we will be good to go. Will we be out of the woods at that point? Who knows? There could be some issues that I'm not privy to. It's, like I said, just the way this is going to go. There could be some issues with cables. I don't know. I mean, I think everything looks good. I've looked through the whole cable chain. I've had it upside down. I've been in everything. So unless there's something very, very hidden that I haven't been able to see, I think we're good. So, but I'm not going to say that this is the last thing that needs to be fixed, because until it's running, you know, there's no way to know. You just have to keep troubleshooting and keep tinkering with it. So, but I'm very happy with how it sits. It looks great. It is a night and day difference versus when I pulled it off the truck versus where it is now. And it's been taken care of. I've cleaned it out. I've wiped it down. I've greased the axle. I mean, everything. It's in very, very good shape. It just needs a little bit of love. And again, like I said, the ones at school that I worked with, over time, it just needed a new one of these as well. It's, I guess, the equivalent of changing the oil in your car. Every now and then you just have to swap it out, you know. So this costs just about $100. That's not a lot of money. Just swap this out real quick, and we should be good to go, hopefully. But that's where we're at, and I'll keep everybody updated, of course, but I wanted to give a little bit of an update on the back end of putting all those parts in. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll talk to you later.